a gruesome discovery in a tow yard.
Authorities say they were called to an impound lot in Hollywood after someone noticed a foul odor coming from a car.
The woman's body stuffed into a Tesla, left for days or even weeks on the streets of Hollywood.
But Eyewitness News has learned the 2023 Tesla is registered in Hempstead, Texas, to multi-platinum artist and musician David Anthony Burke, known professionally as David.
David.
It's almost unbelievable. Each new clue dragging us deeper into a nightmare that ties the rising music star D4vd to a tragedy nobody saw coming. The case of Celeste, the 15-year-old girl discovered lifeless in the trunk of a Tesla, has shaken fans to their core. Her grieving mother revealed that Celeste had been secretly involved with a young man named David, and the internet wasted no time digging. What surfaced was chilling. Whispers of a matching tattoo, sightings of D4vd lurking around her neighborhood, screenshots of cryptic DMS, and old videos allegedly linked to her, all painting a picture far darker than anyone wanted to believe. For someone who swears he never even knew her, the coincidences are stacking up way too high. The shock escalated on September 8th when LAPD confirmed the unthinkable. Celeste, reported missing for over a year, was found decomposing inside a bag crammed in the trunk of a Tesla Model 3. That Tesla wasn't just any car, it was registered in the name of David Burke, the same young artist who's been dominating charts and festivals. Imagine the horror. Her body hidden in plain sight, in a vehicle left abandoned for days in the Hollywood Hills before finally being towed to an impound lot. As news exploded across social media, David, better known as D4vd, didn't retreat. He doubled down, continuing his international tour, hitting stages across the globe as if nothing had happened. His team quickly released a statement, claiming he hadn't even been in Los Angeles for over a month when the car was discovered. At first, cops didn't name a suspect, and D4vd stood firm, swearing he was completely innocent.
And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. I look back to old songs like Life's a Dream and all these songs I wrote in my closet or my sister's closet in 2022 when I'm looking at my life in the past 8 to 9 months, I'm like, whoa. Like, bro, these songs are soundtracking my life. So I hope I'm not involuntarily doing that, but it might be that way, I gotta lie.
To some, it looked like a twisted stroke of bad luck, that maybe someone else had dumped Celeste's body in his Tesla, leaving him caught in the worst nightmare imaginable. For a moment, fans even argued he was just the unlucky owner of a car parked among thousands in Hollywood Hills. But that fragile sense of calm shattered fast. Then came Celeste's mother, breaking down as she revealed her daughter had disappeared in April 2024 and had once mentioned having a boyfriend named David. Just one name, but it was enough to light a wildfire across social media because David just so happens to be the real name of D4vd, David Burke. And overnight, the narrative flipped. What began as a tragic discovery in a trunk suddenly spiraled into a storm of suspicion, aimed directly at the Gen Z hitmaker once praised on global stages. From there, the internet detectives went into overdrive, and the puzzle pieces started clicking together in eerie ways. The coroner's report confirmed something chilling. Celeste had a small tattoo on her finger, a shush symbol, and fans instantly pointed out that D4vd has the exact same tattoo in the exact same spot. Think about that. A 15-year-old girl and a rising music star branded with the same symbol on the same finger. The universal gesture for silence, secrecy, keeping things hidden. That tattoo wasn't just ink. It looked like a lover's mark, the kind of secret pledge couples make to lock in their bond. And if that's true, it suggests something far darker. D4vd, already an adult, may have sealed a permanent connection with a girl who had just crossed into her teenage years. The cruel twist, that same symbol of silence etched to keep things hidden, has now flipped into the loudest witness against him, dragging the singer even deeper into suspicion. Celeste had only turned 15 a few days before her body was discovered. When she vanished, she was still barely a teenager. So if there truly was a romantic tie with D4vd, it wouldn't just be a scandal. It would be a blatant violation of California law.
Classroom. I can't read it. Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened. And it was this rapper that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media. Let me tell you another story.
Any intimate relationship between an adult and a minor is statutory rape, a charge that destroys careers and can put people behind bars for decades. And the trail didn't stop there. As online investigators kept digging, old photos surfaced, shots that appeared to place D4vd near Lake Elsinore, the very area Celeste lived. This revelation clashed hard with his earlier denials of even knowing her. And once those images hit the internet, outrage went nuclear. Reddit threads, Twitter timelines, and even fan Discord servers began lighting up with shocking claims that Celeste often appeared in group chats mentioning a David, that she was rumored to be his secret girlfriend as far back as 2022, that late-night FaceTime calls, sometimes at 3 or 4 a.m., had allegedly been recorded and shared around. From that moment, the feed flipped into a darker spiral, and the conspiracy engines went full turbo. Internet sleuths combed D4vd's back catalog and uncovered a detail nobody wanted to see. The breakout single Romantic Homicide, the track that made him a household name, dropped on Celeste's birthday in August. The timing alone sent chills through forums and comment sections. The Romantic Homicide video is haunting. Flickering lights in a cramped room, a bed washed in red hues that suggest blood, and a protagonist whose face is swallowed by despair. For many viewers, those visuals felt less like art and more like an ominous signal, an eerie mirror to a possible broken bond between two people. Was it theatrical flair or a masked confession? The question blew up across social feeds. In interviews, D4vd leaned into a prophetic persona, spitting lines that sounded suddenly ominous tied to Celeste's case. He told a recent interviewer about his album Withered, "I'm a prophet. I just spoke my whole life into existence." He added, his music is a mirror of his life and that he doesn't write fiction. He just tells the story of what I've lived through. Those words, replayed against the timeline of Celeste's disappearance, hit like a dark echo people couldn't shake. Fans and listeners then dug deeper and found tracks and lyrics that read less like romantic verse and more like obsession and possession, language that, when placed beside a teenage victim, feels deeply troubling rather than poetic. An archive song titled Celeste isn't a simple love ode. Its lines lean into haunting metaphors about love that consumes and destroys, and that pushed alarm bells through communities. Are these just artful metaphors or coded messages pointing at something darker? People demanded answers fast. The chorus in that archive track reportedly includes the line, "Cupid wants to take his own life," and one verse allegedly names Celeste directly. "Baby, I love you, Celeste. The girl with my name tattooed on her chest. I'm obsessed." Those phrases sparked outrage because, if accurate, they suggest an intense fixation on a minor, a claim that's deeply alarming and legally serious, and now under intense public and investigative scrutiny. What shook people to their core wasn't just the lyrics, it was the timing. Reports claimed that song was recorded only months after Celeste's disappearance. Now stack that detail against the chilling fact that she was only 13 when she vanished, and suddenly those verses feel less like music and more like a message.
Do indeed, because like I said, I kind of felt like it was a prophetic thing that I was speaking about heartbreak and love and all these things I had never experienced before, but then I actually experienced them, and it's like, yo, I really said this about myself 2 years ago. I never actually like fully processed situations like that because I'm always expecting it to happen, and then as soon as it happens, I'm writing about it. So.
A warning of the darkness that might have been hiding in plain sight. Tracks once celebrated as tender love songs now felt sinister, rebranded in the public's mind as veiled confessions. Music became a crime scene, every lyric dissected as if it were an indirect clue pointing to a forbidden, twisted connection. And the reaction online was volcanic. Beneath every news headline about the case, thousands of comments flooded in. Emotions swinging from rage to disbelief. Some commenters declared flat out, it's obvious D4vd is involved. Meanwhile, a smaller group of loyal fans pushed back, insisting there was still no concrete evidence. Don't rush to convict him yet, they argued. But the larger wave of public opinion leaned heavily towards suspicion. With dread and disgust washing over timelines like a tide nobody could stop. On Reddit, sprawling posts thousands of words long broke down everything: his music videos, lyrics, interviews, and the disappearance timeline. Each detail spun into a theory that D4vd couldn't possibly be innocent. Even true crime YouTubers jumped in, producing slick, eerie breakdowns of his songs and stage presence, pausing on expressions mid-performance to argue they revealed the face of a liar hiding guilt. The tension exploded when D4vd suddenly canceled a string of Seattle shows. No real reason given, no proper explanation, just silence. Days later, the collapse spread to his inner circle. Music collaborators started pulling out one by one, with Cooch, whose joint project with him had been hyped for months, bluntly announcing she was scrapping everything after learning about Celeste's body. And then came the biggest blow. Authorities showing up at D4vd's Hollywood Hills home, officially launching a full-scale investigation. The walls are closing in. D4vd was once seen as a rare prodigy, achieving in a few years what most artists can't in a lifetime. Romantic Homicide didn't just chart, it went platinum, dominating TikTok and proving his power in the digital music world. Here With Me became a Billboard staple, cementing him as one of the brightest young stars major labels were desperate to court. By his early 20s, David Burke had the dream: artistic acclaim, commercial dominance, and global fans chanting his name. But now that shining dream is dripping with shadows. If the rumors circling online prove true, if his name is ever officially tied to Celeste's tragic death, everything he built risks being wiped away. Platinum plaques would lose their shine. The songs once used in millions of TikToks would morph into sinister reminders. And his legacy could be remembered not as stardom, but as scandal. So far, police have stopped short of naming him a suspect. The only confirmed fact is that investigators searched his home in Hollywood Hills. Yet even that single move sent speculation into overdrive. Was law enforcement closing in on solid evidence? Or was this just the first step in a long, drawn-out probe with answers still locked behind closed doors? And while the authorities stay tight-lipped, the internet has filled the silence with its own version of the story. From Celeste's mother's tearful revelations to resurfaced photos of D4vd near her hometown, to a hit single released on her birthday, to the Tesla where her body was finally discovered. Each fragment pieces together a portrait more disturbing than the last. The world is left staring at the same haunting question: is D4vd a predator hiding behind poetic love songs, or a rising star destroyed by cruel coincidences, unverified rumors, and a social media storm that refuses to let him breathe?